What's good, folks? We back. Today, we're gonna be talking about 5 animes that's gonna have you looking like they care right here. Listen, these animes, they gonna get you thinking about life. They gonna have your eyes a bit watery, and we gonna get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about was Apocalypse Hotel. Now, I said I want to talk about this because after actually watching it, I don't think it's really all that emotional. To give you a gist of the story, everybody on Earth, they had to leave the planet because the Earth was basically taken over by a disease. Now, only thing that's left is these robots. They trying to keep this hotel up and running, and they waiting for humanity to return. Now, I will say, the concept is probably the saddest thing. It's basically like a puppy dog waiting for its owner to return, and the owner just never will. The reason I don't like it as much as I thought I would, I feel like Apocalypse Hotel doesn't really explore the emotional side that much. It's more of a comedy more than anything, and honestly, I would have liked them to hit a serious note. Now listen, I know Apocalypse Hotel, they're supposed to be this sad moment where this character that we have absolutely no connection with is something tragic happened to her. Listen, I don't want to spoil it in case you do want to watch it, but yeah, I really didn't feel too much about that. Like, it's okay. I did fall asleep 3 times on one episode. Listen, this episode right here, when she start wearing this, that's how you know it's time to turn it off. I fell asleep 3 times watching Apocalypse Hotel. I wanted to put it on the list, I really did, but instead, we got Your Lie in April here. Now, I'll put Your Lie in April in a whole bunch of my videos, so I'm not going to deep dive into it right here. But I will say Your Lie in April, now that's the one that's going to get you crying. That's the one that'll get your eyes watery. Now, let's get into some heat. The flower we saw that day. Now, I will say, when I first watched The Flower That Bloomed That Day, I thought it was one of them freaky animes where the dude messing with his sister, so I thought it was on that type of time. I was like, oh no, we gotta turn this off. But after actually watching it, it had nothing to do like that. I will say this anime, it does get really emotional, and it's one that builds on. Listen, tiny spoiler, but this girl, something real tragic happened to her when everybody young, and this guilt, it eats up everybody in her entire friend group. Everybody blame themselves for her death, and she comes back and they gotta try to fulfill a wish for her. Now, seeing the characters go through all this guilt and seeing how much stress they put on themselves and how it really affected them growing up is actually quite nice. Honestly, I didn't expect to actually like this anime as much, but hey, this man right here, this man Popo, when you see Popo start to break down, that's when your eyes might get a little watery then, cause this man, he's always positive. He's a good guy, and just seeing him start to break down and crumble, that's where you could get a little bit sad. But The Flower That Bloomed That Day, it's a real poetic story that kind of tell you that you gotta move on with your life, even when someone you love passes away. You still gotta just remember them and move on, and just try to keep pushing and thrive for happiness. And so I'm like, hey, I really rock with The Flower That Bloomed That Day, so it had to make the list. Listen, at first I did think it was some freak stuff, but it's not, I promise you. But now let's get into something that really hurt your heart. Hey, it's getting more and more emotional from here, so this where you might have to get your shades on. Hey, put them on, bro, put them on. I'm gonna put mine on, just in case. Let me take that. Alright, so Tengoku. Now, Tengoku, when I first watched it, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's like a beautiful mix between shonen and I don't even know. But the emotional side to this, it gets really emotional, but it's also funny, and the animation is also beautiful. It got a lot of action in there. It got, like, Tengoku, it got a bunch of everything in there. It's a really good watch, and the characters, they are very interesting. All the concepts in here are also interesting. I'm definitely not about to spoil what made me like this. This one might have had an actual tear. Now that's saying a whole bunch. I will say, when I was watching it, I was kind of confused because it goes back and forth between two people who out on their own in this post-apocalyptic world, and they fighting to survive. And on the other hand, you got these people who's basically trapped in this economy that limits the knowledge that they could gain to kind of experiment with them. Now listen, Tengoku is one of them animes that I start recommending to everybody in the middle of it, because it's really good and it'll give you a nice little mix of emotions. Listen, this one, you ain't just gonna be sad, you're gonna be a bit happy, you're gonna be interested in the entire thing. So Tengoku is definitely one to check out. Now let's talk about To Eternity. Now To Eternity, you basically start off with a rock. Yes, a rock. And this rock turns into a wolf. And you know what? Let me play it like this. Now To Eternity, I never thought a story about a rock could be so emotional and so beautiful. Now, this ain't no ordinary rock. This rock, it could basically transform. It has no knowledge of what's happening. It just gains knowledge over time. And it transforms into this dog. And it follows this guy like, oh my god. The first episode alone, you get to see this guy who's very enthusiastic, and he's just wanting to see the whole world, and he wants everybody to come back from their long trip. His entire goal was to go out and see the world. And when he tried, oh my god, this anime, it might make you cry in the first episode. If not, if you keep going, it get more and more emotional. This gotta be one of the most saddest animes I ever watched, but it's not the saddest anime I ever watched. Now let's talk about the saddest anime of all time. Listen, this one is based on a true story. Listen, shout out to Four in the Fire. They put me onto this. We talking about Firefly Graveyard. Now, Firefly Graveyard, it's a story about World War II. And basically, there are these two children that got separated from their parents. It's one that talks about war. Listen, it's based on a true story. It's a very sad tale. Now, on this journey, you get to see this kid and his little sister do everything they can to survive. Such as running into houses when airstrikes are being called, when the sirens are going off, seeing what people actually struggle with. And the fact that this actually happened and showing how devastating war can actually be, I feel like that's probably the saddest part. And honestly, I feel like after watching it, it makes you really appreciate the things that you have in life right now, like a little bit of running water, some dirt water, even if you don't have much. The saddest parts of Firefly in the Graveyard is actually the happy scenes for me. Listen, see the little girl happy with the gumdrop, just living life like everything fine, and just still finding joy in such a bad time. That's the part that really made me sad. Now, Firefly Graveyard, it's one of those shows that really make you think about what you got in life and kind of appreciate it a bit more. It's definitely going to make your eyes water, if not bawling out with snotty nose and everything, because it's a very sad story, and the fact that it's true makes it even sadder. But listen, I ain't want to end it off on a sad note, so I'm just telling y'all, Sunday, look out for a video where I talk about the most outlandish anime ever. We talking about, hey, I ain't gonna spoil the video, but it's gonna be good. Now, if you like the video, like, subscribe, hit another bell if you want to, and check out this video over here. It's a tier list video where I ranked all slice of life animes and gave them a score on how realistic they are. If you stayed this long, hey, you shouldn't have stayed this long. We gotta do the singing thing again. Cover your ears. It's all still lovers. Hit the subscribe. We went down the wrong pipe. Oh lord. Yeah, that's probably the worst one yet. Looking back on, sorry for y'all ears. Y'all, you know, you could probably leave a dislike with that one. That one was bad.